Christy Teal, and all of you know Brittany Pearson. Most of you know Brittany from the breast center because Brittany sees all of our new patients. She'll talk to you, make you comfortable, calm your nerves down a little bit. Then you get to see me or Dr. McSwain. That's how it goes. And then she helps us with everything, putting in orders and helping us with notes. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. But you also know Brittany because she's been videoing all of the meals with Teals, and we're now on number 8. And I was like, Brittany, you're getting in front of the camera. And guess what? She gave me a look like, are you crazy? And I was like, come on, because we have some really great things to talk about. And we're gonna make a wonderful meal. My husband, Dave, loves this. It's called Thai chicken pizza. It's super easy. It's not as healthy as some of the meals that we've made, but it's delicious. And you can serve it as sort of an entertaining thing. You'll see. Okay. It's really pretty, but it's so good. And so we're going to make that, but we're also going to talk about the fact that you're seeing less of Brittany today. How much weight have you lost?
72 pounds.
Brittany has lost 72 pounds. And this is since her surgery on July 23rd, right?
July 23rd.
I know, I remember that because guess what? When she had surgery, she was no longer helping us in clinic. And I didn't complain because she did this for health reasons, but we suffer when Brittany goes on vacation, or in this case, has to go have surgery and recover from surgery. So Brittany, tell our audience the name of the surgery that you had.
So it's a gastric sleeve, also called sleeve gastrectomy, and it's basically the removal of about 70 to 80% of your stomach.
Yep. So she's got less stomach. And as a result, we have less of Brittany. It's fascinating, isn't it? I think it's the most amazing thing. I thought it was important for us to feature this because there is some emerging data that perhaps there is a reduced incidence of breast cancer for obese women who have bariatric surgery. So we are reducing, by doing bariatric surgery, the risk of women getting breast cancer. And that makes sense because estrogen is stored in fat cells. So guess what? If you lose fat cells, then you reduce your risk. And we already know there's data that shows that women who've been diagnosed with breast cancer who lose weight have an improved survival. So it all makes sense. So we're gonna get going on cooking, and then we're going to let you talk a little bit about your journey because it's quite a journey. It's 6 months before you can even have surgery. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it, but first we're gonna get things going. This is easy. We are not making a pizza crust, but you may if you wish. So I've got a cauliflower crust here for me because you know I'm gluten-free. But then we've got the Signature Select, and I just got the thin pizza crust because you don't need a thick pizza crust for this one. So go ahead and you get that going, and I'm gonna get this going because we've gotta cook our, there's always something, isn't there? Anyway, I've gotta cook the ground chicken. So I'm gonna get that going here. I may need my reading glasses, we'll see. Nope, did it. Okay, perfect. And I'll just put this over here out of the way. And so you are going to start mixing up the topping. It's peanut butter. And guess what? We decided to do crunchy, right? We're gonna do crunchy. Is that what, do you like crunchy or do you like creamy?
I love crunchy.
All right, then we're gonna do crunchy. I've always done creamy, but the creamy has all of Dave's gluten crumbs in it, and so we're gonna do crunchy. So, all right, so you're gonna do, and I'm gonna double the sauce because since we're making 2, I couldn't remember if the sauce covers 1 or 2 pizzas. All right, I'm gonna put that right there. So, here you go. And the peanut butter, you're gonna do 2/3 of a cup of peanut butter. Okay. You're going to do, all right, I gotta wash my hands because I had my hands all in my hair. Sorry, that's a habit. Okay. So we're gonna do 2/3 of a cup of peanut butter. You're gonna do a 1/2 cup of, this is sweet, high sweet chili sauce. We got some teriyaki sauce. Here, I got a spoon here for you too. Oh, this is fun. All right, so I'm gonna just cut the chicken because it's really easier to work with if it's small. We're gonna kind of crumble it. So I just am gonna cut it already so that we don't have big long strands that I have to break up and I look like an idiot on the video. So we're gonna just do this. And
that's a great idea.
Thank you. Our videographer is Laurie. You've met Laurie. Laurie did Meals with Teal #1, and then she snuck into a couple of bonuses. I have a fun bonus today. We're gonna make something that I've never made before, and I'm doing it with one of my med students, and if it's a fail, or it's her fault. So this is gonna be really exciting. All right, so this is probably heated up enough. I'm gonna just spread a little extra virgin olive oil in there. I guess I need a salad thing. How you doing there with that peanut butter?
I'm good with the peanut butter. I have a system.
You gotta lick it.
Oh, yeah, I'll get there.
What is it that you can't? I can never work with peanut butter without licking. And then you have one lick, and you got to do a couple spoonfuls too.
It's true.
But I've already done that today, so I'm not going to do it. But you can do it.
So how much of the?
We're going to do a 1/2 cup. This is just a quarter, so just do 2 of those. All right, this is going to be really fun, I swear. It doesn't look like fun, but it will be. Plus, who doesn't like? All right, you're thinking, who puts peanut butter on pizza? I know you're thinking that. You're just gonna have to trust. All the ingredients, you think they don't go together. It looks bizarre. It seems bizarre. When it comes out of the oven, it's beautiful. I hope it will be, or I'm lying. 1/2 cup. So anyway, here we go. And once you've got that sauce going, we're going to start talking a little bit about the whole process, because then I can work on the chopping and
We're
this.
a little low on the teriyaki.
I've got another one. It's a different kind, but it doesn't matter. I have learned how to make teriyaki in this whole thing too. I guess I didn't prepare very well for today. I'm going to be full on honest. I took a nap. So Brittany shows up knocking at the door, and I was like, I didn't even put makeup on yet. So here we are. But we pulled it together. All right, perfect. So I'll get those out of your way. And then you're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. And I think that's all that we need for that. All right, so the meat is beginning to brown. We're gonna brown the chicken, and then we're gonna add a 1/4 cup, I better keep that here, of soy sauce to the browned chicken. You can use anything that you want. I've done like turkey sausage before, or I've done grilled chicken pieces, or you could do no meat, or you could do tofu. You could do whatever you want. It's just the recipe calls for ground chicken, so that's what we're doing. But you don't have to do chicken. And like I said, you could just do nothing. You can make it just vegetarian. So whatever you want. But we're going to we're doing the chicken because that's what I've got. So there you go. That looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me get all these seeds out. Is a pepper a fruit or a vegetable? Oh, we go through this every time. Last week.
If it flowers, it's a fruit.
Well, if it has seeds.
If it had seeds.
But if it flowers, it's a fruit.
Yeah, but when do you see the flower?
That's a fruit.
Peppers are flowers before they're peppers.
That's true.
All right, all you know-it-alls. all I know is they have seeds. So when I had Marcella on and we made spaghetti squash in lieu of spaghetti, I kept calling it the vegetable. I was like, oh, and you're gonna have a vegetable here. And then at the very end, I'm like, oh, spaghetti squash has seeds. It's a fruit. But we all think of it as a vegetable, don't we? We think of squash, zucchini, all those as vegetables.
Well, to confuse you even more, I think it's actually also a berry.
Summer, you're gonna have to Google that.
Oh, God.
I know. Summer is my med student who's going to be my bonus guest. All right, so now I'm just chopping up red pepper. You could do green pepper as well. In fact, I have a green pepper. I haven't decided if I'm going to chop it up or not. Do you want to chop some scallions? Okay.
The rumor is true. They are technically a berry.
Look at what we learn on Meals with Teal. Every week we learn something new. Let me get you some, hold on, I'll get you a knife. We learn so much. So they're a berry. Now, how did you know that peppers are a berry? Is it because of the way that they...
When I was in college trying to figure out what my major was going to be and sorting through a few things, I took a botany class.
Ah,
Yeah.
you want to just cut that off and I'll get rid of those and then you can... There you go. Okay.
Do you want to separate the light and the dark? Or no?
No, just keep chopping.
Okay.
Because we'll just pick what we want and spread it. So, uh-oh, losing track of this. It's starting to smell good in here already. All these berries, onion, and we're gonna add some cilantro as well. That's gonna be part of it. I just wanna get this meat browned. And then that's it. Then we just layer it and we stick it in the oven. Ooh, wait, I gotta see what I stick it in the oven at. I guess I do it at 400. So we'll get the oven started so that we're not sitting around waiting for that. So you can chop and talk, right? You're different than
Yes.
Marcella,
Yes.
who couldn't. She started doing this. So don't do that.
Yeah, I'm good. I can...
You don't have that special Italian knife, so I think we're safe. So tell us a little bit about that 6-month process, right? You had to meet with all sorts of counselors. You had to meet with was it a psychiatrist you had to meet?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
So it's all insurance dependent, and there's different criteria you have to meet initially anyway. Certain BMI, a certain
Explain what BMI is. Not everybody knows.
It's your body mass index. It's basically how the percentage of fat you have in your body.
It's based
And-
on your height and your weight. You can go on Google and you can find a calculator and you can calculate what your BMI is.
And mine was, I don't know the exact number, but it was over 40. So I qualified. You can qualify with a lower BMI if with other health issues.
Like diabetes, right? Yeah.
But it was a 6-month process, 6 months of nutrition counseling, once a month, that I did through GW. And then after that, 4 weeks of counseling, group counseling with a psychologist or psychiatrist, and then an actual psych consult, just to make sure there's not any underlying issues, why you overeat, make sure there's no trauma, things like that.
Yeah, they want to make sure you're not going to overeat your surgery because you could eventually stretch out that stapled off stomach, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and when you met with the dietitian, were they counseling you on? Tell us. I found it really interesting about how you had to say goodbye to certain foods. Correct?
Yes. So that was actually in the group sessions, and I don't remember all of it, but there was a lot that we talked about learning what your triggers were and what types of hunger you had. So I learned that I was driven by if I saw something in my kitchen that's what I would want. And I just grab it and I'd eat it. But I also had another type of hunger that paired with that where I would continue to eat it.
And what
I don't remember what
was
that one was called. But it was basically it's there.
yeah.
And you're gonna keep eating. Oh, it's taste. Basically, I see it and I eat it,
and
then
it tastes good.
so I keep eating it.
Got it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think that's probably a lot of people.
And those were the two biggest issues for me. And then I learned that certain triggers were the restaurant across the street from the office that used to have a buffet was a big trigger for me.
Oh.
Thankfully, in COVID, they got rid of
the
their
orange
buffet.
spoon. The
Mhm.
orange
They got
spoon.
rid of their buffet, and now they're just a grill.
So you can't pile on a big
Right.
plate.
Right.
Of course, if you piled on a big plate, it would last you all week,
It would, yes,
right?
yes.
Because your quantity that you can now consume is significantly less.
Significantly
And
less,
we're going to talk about that a
Yes.
little bit when we show a serving size, because that's been a dramatic change for you. I see that all the time because we're right next to each other, and she'll eat like a little bit of what looks like a normal size
Yeah.
lunch, or maybe a big lunch for some people, or me. But and then you have to save it for
Yeah.
the next day or for dinner
Mhm.
or something like that.
Yes.
That was fascinating.
Yeah.
What I found fascinating also was that you had to do just one meal a day and otherwise shakes for
I did.
a month beforehand, right?
It's usually.
And I thought it was to shrink the stomach and train her to do the smaller stuff, but there was another reason for it.
It's to shrink the liver.
Gotta shrink that liver.
Yeah, so in order for them to do the surgery laparoscopically, instead of opening you wide up, they ask you to do this pre-surgical diet to shrink your liver to kind of get it out of the way. And it can range anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Mine was technically 3 weeks, but I did an extra practice week just to make sure I could get into it. And so I had a few extra days to enjoy a few things. I mean, I went out to dinner with friends one night saying, hey, I'm not going to eat this stuff for a while. But otherwise, it was one meal, which is 4 ounces of meat, 4 ounces of vegetables, and 2 protein shakes per day. And then you can supplement with like an apple or some additional.
So it was
vegetables.
just a meat and a vegetable. You didn't get a carb.
No.
See?
No. The whole goal is for it to be an extremely low fat diet.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Were you hungry?
No, I wasn't.
Interesting.
Well, you trained your stomach.
I did, and that's why I did that extra first week to make sure I could really get into it and do it right.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Like I don't think I could do 2 shakes and then a little meal.
Yeah.
But maybe I could. I don't know. I mean, I just, you were motivated, and it was
Yes.
a great thing.
Yeah.
But she also, you knew, so, some people go on the Manjaro or the Ozempic, but you had already seen the success that your mother had,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
So you already knew that worked for your family, and your mom still is doing well, right?
She is,
When
yeah.
did she have her bariatric surgery?
My mom she actually had the gastric bypass surgery in July of 2012. Hers was actually July 26, 2012, so almost
Wow.
exactly 12 years before mine.
She was at the early stage of it.
She
right?
was,
Was
yeah.
hers open or laparoscopic?
Hers was laparoscopic.
Oh, okay.
But she went home, she was one of the first to not go home with dreams.
Okay.
So, and her process was very similar to mine. And she still afterwards would meet with a nurse and go through group counseling. But she started at 325 and now is around 170.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and her weight's fluctuated some. She's gone up and down within like 15 pounds.
It happens with all of us with menopause, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's part of life is the fluctuation. It's just the making sure you're not staying up and creeping up and up and up.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
amazing. So, What a great story about just your success. So you have lost now 72 pounds, and you're hoping to lose about, and we don't try to have a specific goal, right? We have a general goal, but about how many more pounds are you hoping to lose?
My ultimate goal, I think, is to get to around 150 pounds. And I'm just under 2 right now, so I'd like to lose about another 50.
Awesome.
And I've always said if I get to a weight that I'm comfortable at, then I'm happy.
I think your body's going to tell you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you're struggling to lose a couple more pounds, then perhaps. Okay, I think we're getting close to assembly time. You're going to start with the peanut butter. So let's spread it on the gluten-free crust first, and just making, oh, it's so good. You'll see. You all think that I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, I promise. Would I lead you the wrong way? No. I'm trying to break it up into smaller pieces. I guess I should have cut it a little smaller. I'm having a workout here. Brittany's going to do a beautiful job with this because she just came from the embroidery shop. She works at the embroidery shop on weekends. I think because she enjoys it, maybe she enjoys the extra money, but most importantly, they desperately need her. She does beautiful, beautiful embroidery work. I think many of our patients actually see you, right? They go to the shop. What's the name of the place where you work and date?
So the monogram shop is Delray Monograms.
Delray.
But it's actually inside a children's boutique called the Purple Goose. All right, before I start mine, how's yours look?
I think it looks perfect.
Okay. No,
You could do maybe a little, just maybe a little more. You
right
can
there.
go up, and just go all the way around. Yeah. Get it all the way. You'll see. You don't want to lack in the peanut butter. No lacking in the peanut butter. It's so delicious.
Just trying to keep a little bit of an edge to hold on to, but
No, don't worry about the edge. We use fork and knife. Don't worry
Okay.
about the edge. That looks perfect.
Okay.
All right. So while you do that, I'll start spreading the chicken. I'm getting a little arm workout here. This is good. So Laurie and I dropped my daughter Ashley off at the airport because it's her spring break, and she came here for the night because then she's going to come back. We had this brilliant idea. I was like, you know what? At 7 a.m, no one else is going to be out, and we were going to drive downtown through the tidal basin. And as we were driving down the GW Parkway, I look across, and it was wall-to-wall cars. Wall.
On a Saturday.
At 7 a.m.
Well, because they just announced peak bloom.
I know. But I didn't think everyone would come out at 7 in the
No,
morning.
that's true. No.
It was crazy. So...
Everyone else was thinking nobody would be out there.
Everyone. So I was like, you get to see the blossoms from across the river. That's what she did. She got to see the blossoms from across the river. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
It was gorgeous. It really was.
So then we went to Costco, and it was just as bad. I just just gone down to the tidal basin. But anyway, we survived it.
Well, we got there early enough. That's the trick.
We did. We got there right as it opened. In fact, we had to sit there waiting for it to open, but that's okay. All right, here. Now you can... Guess I'll just... Here, let's just trade places. Here. All right.
There's yours.
Okay, so I've got chicken on there. Now I'm gonna do the red peppers. Sorry, you could do green peppers as well. I got a green pepper. I was going to do it, and then I decided there's gonna be enough green on here that you don't need the green peppers. So I'm just gonna do the red peppers.
That looks amazing already.
Does it?
Yes.
Smells good, right? You can smell all the peppers. Oh, the cilantro. scallions. I don't want to use too many of these peppers. The peppers, when they've been cooked, when you bite, they just have this delicious pop in your mouth, and it's really amazing. I have another favorite Thai recipe that involves peanut butter, because who doesn't love peanut butter? Unless you have a peanut allergy. If you have peanut allergy, I'm sorry, you don't get to have this meal. Or I suppose you could try almond butter. I don't think it would be the same. Anyway, I have a Thai peanut meatball recipe that is, and I use like turkey or chicken meatballs, so it's a little healthier. And I serve it to guests all the time. In fact, I had all my girlfriends last weekend from med school, and I had it because I do it in the slow cooker. So I was able to just put it in the slow cooker, and one of my girlfriends got here earlier. You did this, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be a big deal if you didn't. One of them got here earlier, so we went and I got our nails done, and before the others came. So my nails used to break, so now I get them done. They don't break anymore. I don't know. I don't remember how much cilantro you're supposed to put on it. I feel like that's probably more than you need, so maybe I'll take a little bit. I bet it's fine. Yeah, I think your amount looks better. That's okay. This one's for me and Laurie. We don't mind a little extra cilantro, right? It's like fine. All right, and then we're gonna do the mozzarella.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like it sounds like it's not gonna be good, but
Sounds yummy.
it's gonna be good. All right, here we go. I got it. Can't handle all that cilantro on my hands. So anyway, we went and got our nails done while the others were driving down from Philadelphia. We all went to University of Pennsylvania med school together. We graduated in, I'm not sure I want to tell you this. Wow, you can look it up. We graduated in 1992. One is a pediatric, so the one who got here Friday is a pediatric. We were going to do a meal with Teal, and then we got too lazy. No one wanted to put makeup on. So we did, the one that I went and got nails with is a pediatric interventional cardiologist. That's Audrey. She's in Toronto, but she's moving down to Boston. And then two of them were coming down from Philadelphia. One is a medical oncologist. She does a lot of breast oncology. She is moving out to Tacoma, Washington from Pennsylvania. And then Sue is a pediatric oncologist at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. All right, I'll do a little, you do a little. There we go. Look at this, isn't this fun? And then the other two coming down from Philadelphia, one is an internist and one is a cardiologist who does a lot of pharma work now. So we had such a great weekend, but I put the Thai meatballs, on the slow cooker. I didn't have to think about dinner, but then we had some rice and some broccoli, and that was it. It was super easy, and maybe I'll share that recipe with you if you watch my video. If I see that there's no watches on my videos, then I'm not going to give it to you. So there. All right, so we're going to put this in the oven, and it's going to go in the oven, I believe, we're just going to put it in the oven until it looks like it's cooked. 400 degrees. My guess is probably 20 minutes. I'll look at the recipe while we take a little break here. All right. I think they might both fit. We'll see. Let me stick this in a little farther. Oh, yeah. Good job, Brittany. Alrighty, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little break because we're gonna clean up all of this, and we will come back on when they are cooked and cooled off just a little bit so that we can cut a serving size, so that we can talk a little bit about what a serving used to be before the surgery and what it is now. So anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're back, and kitchen smells good. I do think I'm gonna invent scratch and sniff.
Yeah.
Because
Smell-o-vision.
yeah, smell. Or you just have to make it. Watch the video and then make it. Okay, so here we go. We are going to, we've let things cool off just a little bit. Here, Brittany, you take this. Oh, God, what if I dropped it on the floor? That would be awful. Alrighty, so let's talk about a serving size.
Okay.
Before your surgery,
Mm-hmm.
would you eat the whole thing?
Close to it, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, why don't you cut what you would be able to eat to be comfortable? Or do you want me to cut?
I can cut, but it would probably be like two.
Two pieces,
Two
but not
pieces.
two huge pieces,
No.
right?
So about half
Isn't it-
through.
I
Probably
think- yeah.
one and then maybe two. But there's also, I've learned there's also some things that I can eat more of than others.
Yeah.
But
This is
probably-
rich.
Probably two slices.
I bet
about
you'd
this
be
size.
full with this. All right, let's put that on over. So I bet your prior serving was the rest of it, right?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think easily the rest of it.
I love it. Look at that. Okay, since you're the guest of honor, and I'm not going to eat this one because it's
Okay.
gluten. Take a bite. Let me see what you think. You can. Oh yeah. Oh, it picks up perfectly. And I know what's helping hold it together is all that cilantro. Yeah, you all thought I put too much on. Is there too much cilantro?
That was really good.
Isn't that so tasty? And this is going to be yours to be take home.
Peanut
That's
butter
going to last
chocolate.
you all week. I love this shirt. This is my favorite shirt on you. It's very flattering, but this is not the shirt that you originally had,
No,
right?
No, I used to have this in an extra large, and I wore it until it was just way too baggy. And I went on Poshmark and hunted for another one, and I figured that one's an extra large. That one was already way too big. I'll get a medium. So this is a medium in the exact same shirt.
Aw.
Is this the best?
Congrats, Brittany.
I just can't give
I
you
love
enough
the shirt.
accolades. Well, I love the shirt, but I love the less of Brittany. I do sometimes tell my patients who are trying to lose weight, I say, okay, well, I'm going to see less of you next year. And that they love that
They do.
because it's such a great thing. But you are a perfect example of a success story of either bariatric surgery or for those who choose to do medications. And I'm not pro one or the other. I think it's a great thing for anybody who struggles with weight. And I can't comment on that because I'm not one of those who struggled with weight. I just have those genes that I'll gain like a few pounds, but that's not the same thing. And so I love these success stories of losing weight, whether it's through surgery or lifestyle change. Obviously with this, it's both,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was lifestyle change before. What we didn't mention is you lost how many pounds just in that month of prep?
16 pounds in the pre-op phase. Yeah.
So I thought they were trying to shrink her stomach. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, they're trying to shrink your stomach. But it was really trying to shrink the liver because it's laparoscopic. The liver gets in the way. So the whole thing was fascinating. I learned so much about it. I did sneak in the OR because she asked me to. Actually, I held her
You held my hand
hand
until I fell asleep.
in the OR. I played, what was the song that you
It
asked?
was,
I played the music she
It was
requested.
Play That Song by Train.
Play that song by Train. Dr. Lynn wasn't in the room yet. I did ask if he would mind if I just escorted you into the OR. And, but I did peek back in and she has a beautiful liver. I just will say.
Yes.
Yes.
I was told that too.
We took a picture of it so that she could see it. So anyway, congratulations,
Thank you.
Brittany, and thank you for, first of all the videography work that you've done. Thank you, Lori, for doing the videography work today. And thank you for joining me to make Thai pizza. This goes great with a salad. I usually like an Asian type salad. So on your grocery list, I will order what I recommend an Asian salad. Laurie and I are going to have like some sort of a mango chili salad, but this is great with a salad and it's very filling. And then you'll have like lunch.
Mhm.
So I bet I'll see this at the breast center on Monday.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed Thai pizza.